This video is brought to you by StoneAgeGamer.com, a fantastic site for retro games, systems, accessories, and more. Be sure to check out StoneAgeGamer.com. Skip it up and that up! So, real quick, yes, this is Castlevania 4 being played on an actual Super Nintendo. And yes, the footage does not look uber impressive because the RGB output of the Super Nintendo is absolute shit compared to the Sega Genesis RGB output. Now, is it better than composite? Yes. Is it better than S-Video? A little bit, but it's not mind-blowing like the RGB output of the Sega Genesis. I read some articles warning me of this, and yes, the cable I have actually is red, green, and blue. The SCAR cable I have for the Super Nintendo, I checked on the internet, and you could actually clip open the side of the cable and see the pin out and see that there is RGB soldered onto the SCAR cable, so it is a legitimate SNES SCAR cable, but meh. I mean, it looks good, just not that blown away by it, but whatever. Still the best picture you could get out of the SNES without modding it. So this is a topic that I wanted to talk about probably for the past 4 to 6 months, and I just forgot to get around to it. And to be honest, I'm not interested in any of the news that's out there today. To be quite blunt with you, I don't care that Titanfall has had network issues. I don't care that Infamous Second Son could run at 1080p 60 frames per second. Like, whoopee. Were we really going there again? Would I get a ton of views talking about that stuff? Yeah, but if I don't give a shit about it, what's the point of talking about it? I have to be passionate about the topic for me to want to talk about it, so... And this one, because I've been doing a lot of retro gaming stuff again, it kind of really, that's what made me want to talk about it now. And if you really sit back, if you're my age, I would say from like your mid-20s and older, if you really sit back and look at gaming and from like a bird's eye view or from an ivory tower, you really think to yourself, what the fuck happened, man? What happened to video games? What happened to gaming? What happened to the gaming industry? Now, the reason that I wanted to talk about this is that, obviously, as you see, I've been playing a lot of retro games recently. I've always been big into them. Why I got out of them for a while is beyond me. I don't know what I was thinking when I got out of doing retro gaming. It's actually how Review Tech USA started. Most of the stuff I was doing was retro reviews. And the guys who've been around for ages, like Silver Mongoose Videos, Strictly Sega, so on and so forth, they could vouch for that. And when I got back into these games, I was playing Ghouls and Ghosts on the Sega Genesis, and the games were fucking hard. They were challenging. They really tested your skills. And that was the thing that made gaming exciting. I mean, how many times, if you're my age, when you were playing a game, especially during the 16-bit era, I really think when you really felt this, when you would play a game and you got to the final boss and you had no continues left, your life meter was down to like, if you got hit one more time, you were dead. The final boss was almost dead, and you knew, like you were playing, say, let's say Streets of Rage or something like that, and you knew that if he hit you, you're done, but you may be able to get that last hit on him and kill him off. That adrenaline rush was there, man, because there was consequence. If you died, the game was over and you were screwed. Now that's all gone away. Mostly, okay? I know there's exceptions out there, like the Dark Souls series, Demon Souls. I heard Donkey Kong Country, which I own. I still haven't had time to play it yet. It's one of the fails of being an adult, is that you can't sit around and game all day, even if you run a gaming channel on YouTube. But I meant to say Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, by the way. But games now, and I'm going to call out my favorite series of the 7th generation, BioShock. Games now, in most cases, there's no fucking consequence if you die or screw up. I mean, let's take BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite, for example. BioShock 1, you got your ass dominated by a splicer. You would just die and wake up in a Vita chamber a couple feet away. You'd have a little less health and whatever else they would take away from you, and you were on your merry way again. And you could die a billion times, and you wouldn't have to restart the entire level. The game wouldn't be over. So on and so forth. It was just like they just like put their hand on your ass cheek, and if you, the developers and the publishers, and if you screw up, they just give you a light little pat and say, oh, that wasn't nice, you shouldn't have done that, you should have killed that Big Daddy a little quicker, naughty you go in that Vita chamber that's 2 feet away, you come out and you just kick his butt. And the same with BioShock Infinite too, man. I mean, you get your ass kicked in that game. All that happens is, Elizabeth puts her vagina on Booker DeWitt's face. You wake right back up and you're up swinging again. It's like an interactive movie. I mean, I loved BioShock Infinite. It was an amazing game. It's one of my favorite games of all time, but I have to say, it was pretty fucking easy. It really was. And I understand that, look, they need to make games have mass appeal, and they have to make games that, it's more accessible to more people. But I think that's part of the problem, too, with the industry, and the reason why people are getting somewhat apathetic with games, even in the next gen, is because they put these games in and they're too fucking easy. They, hold your hand through the whole thing, and people are like, oh, really? That was what was the best thing about games back in the day, is that you always had that you really felt nervous and excited because you knew that you had to be on your A game, because if you weren't, you were done. And you could, there was Nintendo games, you could be in the last level, have one life left, and if you died and had no continues left, that's it. You start all over from the beginning. You failed. You didn't have the skill to finish the game. And that was what made them exciting, because there was that risk. It was unknown. Do you have what it takes to complete it? And now it's virtually gone away. Most games, except for a few exceptions, literally walk you through the entire game. And it's really, really fucking annoying. And you know what I see now, too? Because a lot of you guys may not know. I have an 11-year-old brother. Yes, same parents. Yes, oops. Let's not go there. He's a great kid, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I was an only child till I was 21 and coming home from college, and your mom telling you that she's pregnant again. I thought it was like, yeah, you're joking, right? You're trolling me, right? She's like, nope, I am. I was like, okay, excuse me. I'm going to go upstairs and shit myself now. Moving on, though. But anyway, he was, I had the SNES upstairs, and he was playing Donkey Kong Country and Mario World. And now he's pretty good at the games because I'm his brother. He grew up with me, and I kind of grew him up on, Mario and all the platformers. But still, he's not at the skill level that when I was a kid at 11 and my friends, the skill level that we were at, because these games now, they're so fucking easy that the kids that play them now don't get that same coordination and the same level of gaming skill that we got. I mean, what do they play? Like Minecraft? Listen, I know there's adults my age that play Minecraft, but I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I don't think Minecraft is a fucking game. I've tried it numerous times. I can't get into it. The whole building shit, pixelated block game nonsense. I know there's mods like the Hunger Games, which are somewhat competitive, but it's not a game. It's not a game, and they grow up with the other games like BioShock, Left 4 Dead. If you play multiplayer and you don't, you could go all out where, if you die, you're dead, that's it. But if you play that normal mode on Left 4 Dead, you die, you go into a certain room, like you'll hear, help, let me out, help, and you're back in the game again as soon as someone opens the door for you. The games now don't have that much consequence, and when the kids don't get the same level of skill because the games don't allow them to, because they're so fucking easy. Now, the other thing that drives me batshit crazy about the gaming community, not all, there are some fantastic gamers out there that stay 110% drama-free, is that gaming now seems to be synonymous with drama more than I could have ever imagined. Now, back in the day when I was a kid, there's always been console wars. There's always been fanboys. But the guys who were my age, even like in your mid-20s or even like 24, 23, when you talked about gaming as a kid, you would have you would talk at the lunch table, or you would be at recess and you would be like, all right, I can't believe, Konami's making a Castlevania for the Sega Genesis. Fuck the Sega Genesis, or some just dumb shit like that. But it always remained about gaming. Like, you would never see people attack other people, find out personal information about them, and hate them as a human being because they had a different preference in gaming than you do. Now, it's like fucking World War III on the internet. I mean, there's a a forum on Facebook called Gaming Battlegrounds. And, a lot of people, they keep it about gaming and they're joking, calling people Sony ponies or whatever. Not everyone's all serious about it. But there was a video I saw up there. I don't even remember the guy's name. And even if I did, I wouldn't post the video because I'm not looking to get mud slung anyone's way. Where he was pissed off at somebody and he was calling them you're this, you're a pussy, you should be in jail, you should, he was so angry at this other dude's opinion. It had nothing to do with me, but I'm just sitting there. And that was another time, what the fuck happened to gaming? When did gaming, with grown men too, this isn't kids, okay? You could say, they're young, rich, they're in their teens. This is grown-ass men, some of them with families, getting into this drama. When did gaming become so important that if someone disagrees with you or their view or opinion on something is so important that if you disagree with them, that you have to call them out and find out personal information about them or insult them on a personal level? That to me is holy shit. And the other thing that fucking brings my piss to a boil, man, about gaming is that these so-called gaming channels that magically come up, actually Maximum RD called it perfectly. These guys pretend they're about gaming and all they do is expose people. Exposed. So-and-so exposed. I'm going to expose. You're not about gaming. All you're doing is causing drama. That's all you're doing. They make quote-unquote gaming channels. It's like a front. They really just want to come on here to start shit. But they make these gaming channels, and it's not really about gaming. All they're doing is calling out people, making fun of people. Some of them have actually found out personal information. I'm not talking about me. This hasn't happened to me that often, a couple times, which you guys know about, but all they do is call out people and try to cause drama and try to get, attention by calling out other YouTubers. And it's just, you're not about gaming. This shit didn't happen back in the day. I mean, obviously the internet didn't exist, so that's why you're seeing these changes. But when did gaming become about exposing people's personal lives and talking shit about them and being just fucking cruel for the sake of being cruel? I know human nature is horrible, but gaming has just become this weird thing where people use it as an excuse for conflict. And a little side note here. Look, if you want to keep on going on with the drama, hey, that's your prerogative, but could we just let the word expose die? I'm begging you. It's more overused now than YOLO. I swear to God, and I said this on Facebook, and I'm going to reiterate it here, if I hear the word exposed from someone one more time, I'm going to pull down my pants and expose my hairy Italian ass cheeks to you. Please just let the word go away. Come up with another word. I'm just tired of hearing the word exposed. Please, thank you. Let's move on. It's just so much different than it was back in the day. It's just so much different than it was, man. Even like 10 years ago. Everything's changed so damn much in good ways too. Look, man, I am thankful and very grateful and humbled that because of the internet, I make a living talking about something that I am very passionate about, which is technology and gaming, and occasionally I go off on other shit like political rants, so on and so forth, because I'm passionate about that too. But some things have changed for the negative, man. And I want to see gaming go back to its roots. I want to see games be more challenging. I want to see games really kick your ass and make you feel that when you're on that final stage, there's a consequence to it. I understand games are also bigger now, so if you die and have to start all the way at the beginning, that's like 20 hours worth of work. But I'm sure if the developer really tried and wasn't trying to make their game have mass appeal, that they could find a way to make it more challenging without having to destroy your entire game. Maybe I do need to get into the Dark Souls series. Maybe that's what's missing from my life. So alright folks, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one. Now excuse me, I'm going to go expose myself, quote unquote, to more ghouls and ghosts so I could rage. Have a good night.